Hello everyone, I am CoolGuy. Welcome back, and it is week 1, Age of Triumph, and we're talking about week 1 of the quartermaster resets. They get new rolls on their weapons, and I have a fairly decent amount of knowledge for each weapon archetype, what to look for, so we're going to talk about it. Now, if you're looking for PvE knowledge and armor stat rolls, there's a link in the description to Mr. Sean's video this week. He's going to be talking about the resets for raids, strikes, nightfalls, prison of elders, so on and so forth. Definitely go check that out. This is just going to be the rolls, and I got to tell you what, guys, there are a lot of weapons this week that deserve your attention. So let's start off with the Vanguard Quartermaster. We have the Continental. It's like the Monte Carlo. I love this archetype, and I have a 0-day dilemma just like this one. Close and or personal. So once you hit somebody with this auto rifle, you get a little extra melee damage. Really good on a Titan and no backup plans, and really good on the Hunter. It doesn't really work with the Warlock melee though. Keep that in mind. It has persistence and a little bit more stability with perfect balance. Now, this is a really good roll, and this is what we're starting off with. If you have marks later on in the week, if you're looking for this type of auto rifle, I would go with this one, but it's not our first choice. The high impact Parthian shot, and honestly, in my opinion, I have a spare change with counterbalance, hand laid stock, high stability, and at some of your longer ranges, the grouping really helps with counterbalance, so I'm actually waiting for that particular roll. Now this one does have rangefinder and it has braced, so that's going to bring that stability to 90, and if you're looking for this archetype, it's not a bad option. It also has outlaw for a quick reload on a headshot or partial refund. Again, it's a good roll if you're really looking for this archetype. This is a decent roll to start off with since we're getting so many marks this week, but I'm holding off for a counterbalance roll. We have the Angel's Advocate, Last Resort, Zen Moment, Braced Frame, and that's going to kill you. That's going to bring you down to 11 or 10. This is like the Might of multi-tool, and the last vendor roll was perfect. It was Outlaw Reactive Reload. We have Hammer Forged or Third Eye. Honestly, I would hold off. It's a no-go on the Angel's Advocate for me this week. We have How Dare You, Relentless Tracker, Last Resort, Hammer Forged, High Caliber Rounds, Reactive Reload. I'm not really interested in any of these at all anymore. One of the things that the 3-meter nerf did to range is it really killed these. It has to have rifled now to even kind of compete because the ARs are taking that space now. They got a 7% increase in their range, or their extended effective range. Auto rifles did, so it has to be almost perfect, so I'm not going to be looking at these for a long time. Once one comes up, we'll talk about it, but until then, not so much. The X-Asterisk, a little bit faster shooting fusion rifle. Battle Runner, Replenish, Small Bore, Eye of the Storm, Enhanced Battery. Replenish is a good perk nowadays, guys, but honestly, the Saladin's Vigil kind of holds my attention, and Plan C, etc., etc. I'm not too fond of the X-Asterisk. I had a really good one. I used it like a shotgun. It had hip fire counterbalance. But again, in the end, Saladin's Vigil kind of holds true to what you want in a fusion rifle. Teacup Tempest, really good roll on the trusty teacup. That's what I call it. Zen Moment or Feeding. Fitted stock, casket mag, rangefinder. It's perfect. It really is. It's a good little sidearm. I would actually go Feeding Frenzy, casket mag, rangefinder on this if you guys do decide to pick it up. But there's a lot of good rolls this week. I would hold reserved. The Ocam's Razor, I would look for. It's a very situational shotgun. You don't really see these. My friend Cammy Cakes uses a full auto replenish shotgun. So what he does is he'll be a Sunsinger, and he'll revive with, and replenish will proc the mag, and he'll just be close to somebody and full auto them down with the melee. That's the only application I've seen for it, and he'll actually do it in his death screen. He'll put on the Ocam's Razor to come up and do that. 7 cents. Here's the deal with these faster firing sniper rifles. I'm waiting for the Praetor's Revenge. I really am. But this has triple tap, skip rounds, perfect balance, hidden hand. It also has the Taxis, and Taxis isn't a bad sight, guys. Remember, the Taxis is like the icebreaker, but I would hold reserve on the 7 cents. I mean, there's too many other sniper rifles that are in a better spot. Bone Crusher, high impact, 3 headshot body shot, good PvE and PvP weapon. I would go with Unflinching, Quick Draw, and Persistence for PvP. Now, Brace Frame is really going to kill your mag. Does it have aggressives? No, but you do have Field Choke, get you a little bit more range. Persistence is going to help a little bit. I have one Unflinching Counterbalance that's an absolute monster, but I would hold out for that one. We have the Disassembly Required. It's a very interesting roll. I might pick this up later on in the week. It has a couple of weird applications in PvP and PvE. I mean, Vacuum is what it is. It's kind of a low tier perk. Army of One, Snapshot, Javelin, and Grenades. So essentially for PvP, you want the velocity. You want it to get there as fast as it can go. And the blast radius for PvE, sometimes you can have both, like the Titanium Orchid from Iron Banner. But I would just I mean, I'm probably going to pick it up because there's a couple applications. An example is Rusted Lands, Trials of Osiris. There's that box in bottom mid. If somebody can pull that box and you can vacuum that in, that's going to be really good. I mean, it's very, like I said, situational, but there's a lot of other good rocket launchers in the game right now. So let's head on over to Dead Orbit and see what they got off to offer. Now, the first weapon is the Extremophile. Again, it's like the Continental, Zero Day Dilemma, Monte Carlo, and let's see what the Extremophile has this week. It has Hidden Hand, so that's a pretty decent perk. Extended Mag, Large Magazine, Spray and Play, or Snapshot, and Hidden Hand. So I would actually go with that Continental over this one. I'm waiting on counterbalance rolls with range on these particular assault rifles. They're pretty good. They get up to low 40s, like the AR-41 has like a 44 round magazine, really good. Keystone, high impact scout rifle, pretty decent for PvE. We have extended mag, triple tap with Firefly. So if you're looking for a good PvE high impact scout, this could be on your list, but I wouldn't necessarily get it. Right now, there's so many good rolls that warrant your attention. It's decent though. We have the OEG, a lot of range scopes. Let's see what else we have. Worlds to Come. It's a good archetype. It's a really good archetype. So enhanced battery, a little bit more magazine with a little bit more range, and Eye of the Storm. So actually these two work together really well, Unflinching and Eye of the Storm. So as you get lower, so as you're charging the burst, if you're getting one shot, Eye of the Storm's gonna proc and it's gonna help with Unflinching. So it's decent, but again, the Saladin's Vigil just kind of holds the standard. Bitter Edge, same deal. We can kind of go through the roll real quick. I'm waiting for Praetus in this particular one. It's another Hidden Hand Taxus one, but another big one is you need and you want Quick Draw and or Snapshot. Like a PV application would be Extended Mag, but even then not so much. I stay away from this archetype, the Unto Dust rocket launcher, because of its blast radius and velocity. It has good high inherent reload, and it does have tripod grenades, but it takes so long to get there and it doesn't have a big explosion. I wouldn't really go for that rocket launcher. Alright, so we're at Lakshmi, Future War Cult, and she has a perfectly rolled waltz, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's go ahead and talk about the whale first. It's like the palindrome. It really kind of, now one of the things is Quick Draw. It can roll Quick Draw, but you either want Quick Draw or Rifled, which it doesn't have either, and what this thing can do with Firefly, you're just going to wait for a Fatebringer or an Amaga loop, so I kind of pass on the whale. Now, we have an Outlaw Counterbalance Waltz, with one of the number one things for me is Sure Shot, one of the most open sights in the game. And this was not, let's remember, this was not affected by the ammo nerf. So you get a lot of rounds. It's not like Clever Dragon. Honestly, this might be one of the best, if not the best, high rate of fire rolls you could get on these pulse rifles. So again, counterbalance, hammer forge for a little bit more range, or you can go outlaw. And my personal feeling and testing, range on pulse rifles, not so much. They don't suffer severe damage drop off like auto rifles or hand cannons. So I would definitely get this. I will be getting this. Good roll. Let's move on to the waiting. Same deal. It's got the Eye of the Storm Unflinching combo. It's the archetype that you want though, if that makes sense. Let's see what we got in the first. Again, hip fire accelerated. I still hold true to my Saladins, or I'm going to say that a lot, but if you guys want a little bit different extra flavor, so far the waiting wins for the fusion rifles. The Wounded, this one is Hidden Hand or Full Auto, Extended Mag, Small Bore. So I would actually go with this one over the Dead Orbit one, and I actually like this more too. We get a little bit more magazine, we can get a fast reload with Hidden Hand. OEG sight, it's good. And then we have the teacup, or the wormwood. We all know the wormwood, it's our best friend. Reactive reload, relentless tracker. Reactive reload on a sidearm, so we'll talk about this in our transition to the Crucible Quartermaster. So hip fire, relentless tracker, or fitted stock, and reactive reload. It's a good roll, but we'll talk about it in a second. And then we have tracking. So this is what you want for PvE. Tracking is really good. You have spray and play, quick draw, javelin. It's really, does it have hard launch? It has warhead veneers, which is good. It's gonna have a big blast radius with tracking. Decent if you go legendary rocket launcher. So we're gonna head over to the Crucible Quartermaster now. A lot of perks got kind of nerfed, okay? Like spray and play. We're talking about specials here. Spray and play reactive reload, because you have to actually go out and find boxes. So if you get a reactive reload sidearm, it's going to spawn with one magazine now, so it's going to be a useless perk unless you actively find another box. Same thing with like a spray and play Sniper rifle, again, the ammo's coming immediately into you, so you're not doing any reload animation. You must find another box to reload. So I'm kind of weary on spray and play now. I mean, the benefit is going to be decent if you can actually go out and get the box. So keep that in mind with those 2 perks and a number of other perks too. We have the 0-day dilemma. This one has more range than most of them, so actually we get more rounds. And that's one of the reasons why it has a really low magazine, so spray and play with counterbalance is really good combo. Small bore is going to bring it down. Actually go with a pin-in magazine. It has really good inherent range and stability, and this really helps out the stability. We have quick draw. It's a decent weapon. It's up there on my list. We have the party favor. It's like the hawk saw, right? But the deal with it has rangefinder perfect. The Hawksaw and the PDX, they really outclass this weapon in a lot of different ways. We have the hero formula, fast firing with reactive reload. It has hand laid stock, which is a good perk. We have a range lens and the OEG. It has Take a Knee. Take a Knee's, I just did a video on Take a Knee with a Cryptic Dragon. So Take a Knee, hand laid stock, reactive reload could be fun. It would be my first choice. I would actually wait. And we have a rifled barrel, outlaw, reactive reload, palindrome, or Icarus, guys. So 100% if you're a hand cannon user, pick this up. It's like, you know what? Boom. It's just like the vendor's Flawless Peril, okay? Very lethal roll. 114 to the head. It has a 33% damage bonus after a headshot, and outlaw really helps that out. Each new day, another counterbalance hand laid stock. Really tight grouping. It's going to be a fun weapon with hip fire with all these together. This is how I ran my last X Asterisk. It's kind of the same. So hip fire, hand laid stock, counterbalance. Don't be afraid to hip fire with this thing at close quarters. I would use it like a shotgun. We have the curtain call. We just talked about close and or personal. It has quick draw. It's a good perk. Final round, does it have aggressives? I would actually hold off. I mean, unless you want the quick draw, close and or personal combination, I would hold off. Arton's Rule. Relentless Tracker, Cascade, hand-loaded, lightweight, hidden hand, pass. Event Horizon, high impact. So we have hidden hand, which is good. What do we have here? We have the Taxis sight. They're really liking that this week. Perfectionist with hidden hand, explosive rounds or snapshot. So this is key, right? We have a Taxis snapshot sniper rifle. Hidden hand, it's decent. I mean, it's going to be okay, but a lot of people are going to use an icebreaker. It's totally up to you. We have a counterbalance, I believe, underdog, chaotic neutral. My favorite LMGs are, it has Take a Knee. I might pick this up. All right, Take a Knee is a good perk, but then again, it's low on the list. So far, the top weapons are going to be the palindrome, the waltz, possibly one of the sidearms, depending if you don't have a good one yet. It's a really good rocket, or a really good LMG. Let's move on to something wicked. High blast radius. So do we have anything to go with? All right, yeah, with aggressive launch. So Battle Runner, perfect balance, Field Scout. Might be a decent PvE rocket with Field Scout, high blast radius. Up to you. All right, so we're over with New Monarchy. Let's see what we got. We have the Assembly. So this is one of the, like the Doctrine of Passing. Does it have, you know what? I mean, the Doctrine really does. I mean, Quick Draw. I might get it because of Quick Draw, perfect balance, counterbalance. Do we have the Sure Shot. So again, very good sight for these types of weapons. I might pick this up later on. I mean, it's a good roll. It's a good roll. It's up to you guys. If you don't have a Doctrine of Passing, this might be a really good alternative to the Doctrine of Passing. It's actually a really good roll. And since you don't have braced, you have a lot of magazine, okay? Because you get down to the, I believe, low 40s with the Doctrine of Passing. This is actually really good. I would consider it. Free Will. All right, do we have the big ones? Nope, we do not. Again, I need a rangefinder rifle for these things to be semi-competitive for me. Explosive rounds, hip fire, hammer forged or outlaw. I mean, the perk nodes are kind of screwy on these. I really wish that you get 2 dominant perks, or you can get a dominant perk with possibly a rifled. I'm not a big fan of that, so I would pass. The Preacher, high rate of fire, and I use these for a little bit. It's not as good as the Wormwood or Teacup Tempest. It just takes too long. They have a little bit lower range than those two as well. It does have rangefinder though with Zen Moment, quick draw or high caliber rounds. I would go with the other ones. Bad Counsel, we have quick draw, extended mag, close and or personal crowd control. I would wait for a Matador, or I would pick up that Curtain Call instead. Alright, we have the Deposition. Do we have Snapshot? We have Snapshot and the View Tack and Ambush. So I would actually go, if you pick this up, I would go Ambush, Snapshot, Triple Tap, Firefly, or possibly Small Bore, completely up to you. It would bring it down to a really low mag size, so that's why I would go Triple Tap to maybe capitalize on it. Maybe you can pull a clip off. And then finally, a very fast rate of fire. I'm not going to touch this thing unless it has counterbalance. I'm kind of a snob like that, but it's up to you. These aren't too effective without a lot of stability and or counterbalance. So completely up to you. I would pass on it. But that's going to wrap it up for the first week, guys. And I still need to go get my quest. But the top 5 weapons are on the screen right now, and a couple of them I will be doing live gameplay commentaries with before Friday. That way you can kind of decide if you want to use your marks for them. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great week. Destiny is probably in the best position it's been in a very long time. Have fun, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.